Hello. Today on Monday's Talk, we're answering a question: is communication important? And the answer is absolutely yes. In our world today, many people get into tons of conflicts over communication issues. They cause sometimes bad relationships to start, and they cause sometimes good relationships to end because of communication issues. Obviously, communication also causes bad relationships to end and good relationships to start. But the fact is that the inability to effectively communicate with others causes tons of problems, endless problems. And so, since we deal with this always from a practical and spiritual standpoint, we're going to actually be coming from the book of First Peter, chapter 3, and it's verses 8, 9, and 10. I am, as always, not going to read through it, but I'll explain, kind of what's going on and touch a little bit on what is said in the scriptures. So it's basically saying that, to be of one mind, having compassion one to another, love as brethren, be pitiful and courteous, not giving evil for evil, but giving the opposite. And that, you know, um, presenting this as a way of life. Now, here's the reality. In dealing with other humans and, people in general with different personalities, different characteristics, different cultures, there's many issues that bang heads, if you will. And so, following something like this, which is obviously in the Bible, but um, following something like this can be tremendously difficult for a lot of people. And so, for those who know anything about Christians, obviously, it takes God to help us. But honestly, it takes God to help anybody to deal with the diversity or cultural barrier or language barrier that you may have with someone else about a variety of subjects. I mean, you could just name something and people argue over it, right? Anything. So there's three things that I'm gonna give as some tips of, kind of why communication is important. Number one is it establishes a level of relationship. So it creates a bridge where language can go back and forth, where insights can go back and forth, and connections can be created. The second is that it sets terms of relationship. Anybody that has a relationship with anybody, that there's things that they like, things that they don't like, things that'll make them happy, things that'll make them mad, and many other emotions that can be stirred up by words. So it's important to actually understand other people and even respect their differences, even if theirs doesn't agree with yours, because you can't control nobody but yourself in reality. But many people get those issues and cultural issues or language issues or just conversation issues because they're trying to control the other person or persons. They're trying to determine what way they should think or how this person should think and do things. And they say, that's the way I would handle it. So that's the way you need to handle it for me to get along with you. And just in reality, that's not going to happen because they're thinking the same thing in most cases. So it sets a area of, where you can actually understand the terms of your relationship with someone else and respect those boundaries. And then third and final, it's an open door to accept the differences of others. We already know this world is full of many diversities, many different things. The U.S. has embraced a lot of different things and different cultures and different, ways of living life and doing life. And even in churches, I mean, there's like thousands of different denominations. Okay. Um, so yeah, literally, I'm not playing. So the thing is that, you know, many beliefs, many different structures, you know, from a church standpoint, from a life standpoint, there's so much diversity. And people, especially in the US, have a right to, as long as it's not illegal or immoral or hurts anybody else, they have a right to believe what they want to believe, right? So a lot of other countries kind of have a tighter leash on that as far as, you know, how you operate or what's accepted and embraced. But the thing is that there are people who are going to be different. They're going to think different. They're going to act different. And communication is the only way to bring the peace. Communication, effective communication, because you can communicate, but you might say things that stir up wrath, right? But effective communication brings a peace. It brings a reality of that there is diversity. There is different people who believe different things, and you don't have to accept what I accept and believe what I believe and how I believe. And if my way don't go, if things don't go my way, that's fine. I still hold on to my values, my principles, right? And I'll let somebody else live as they have been given rights to do. You know, even in our families, you know, my family, your family, right? Communication effective is very important. But if you don't have communication, you don't have a lifeline to change, because this is how things actually change in the world. When you actually can communicate effectively somebody, it establishes a relationship, a point of contact where you can actually start to resolve some of your differences, where you could actually bring change and bring that change together, positive change in the world. But the fact is that you have to want to do it, and you have to be intentional, and you have to have a positive mindset in the act of doing it. Other than that, it's going to come out negative, because you're going to come from raw emotions of anger, fear, doubt, confusion, disgust, you know, anxiety, whatever, right? All those things everything like that communication comes from is just going to stir up more problems. So this was your Monday's talk. Just wanted to talk a little bit on, you know, answering, is communication important? And I say yes, but effective communication is the most important, because just saying words don't mean you're saying the right words to create the unity, peace, or even allowing other people to be who they are without any discrepancies or bitterness in your heart towards them. All right. So I'll catch you on the next video.